What's up guys, welcome back to another gun build on Modern Warfare, and today we're actually going to be looking at a really underrated assault rifle in the game. I know, crazy right? And I'm using it right now. It is the AUG, or the AUG Steyr I guess, whatever the heck you want to call it. Definitely, personally, one of my most favorite looking designs for an assault rifle. It's so weird looking, but it is actually a really solid gun in the game. Compared to other assault rifles and stuff, even though it is in the SMG category, you can set it up to where it is a assault rifle, which is actually fairly fast and can compete very well with others. Uh, but it's definitely an odd gun. It does have a 3-shot kill potential to it, but it's in a real close range kind of area, which is really odd because it is a 5.56 conversion.
Enemy at the warehouse.
So it does have a fairly fast fire rate to it. But it's not incredibly fast, but it does have a 3-shot kill range. So it's like a weird blend between a battle rifle kind of damage range, real up close kind of areas, so it still very much holds its own up close for close kind of ranges there for it being an SMG, of course. And it also hits pretty hard at longer ranges because it is using a rifle round instead of the normal 9mm. It's using the 5.56, so it can absolutely hold its own in close range and in longer ranges. It's just a very odd kind of gun that a lot of people don't really use, so it is definitely something that I recommend trying out.
Alright.
I've been going with a different type of build every so often. What I'm running right now is a similar build. There's going to be another build over at Striker 45, which I'll be going over. It's kind of the same setup, but I'm running an optic. It's an operator reflex sight. You can use whatever you want. That's just the first sight on there, so I'm using that. Muzzle brake to help out with the side-to-side bounce. The 407mm extended barrel. It's not the largest one you can get, so I still want it to be fairly light, but it does help out with recoil control a little bit without adding a whole lot of weight to your gun, so it's kind of now in the realms of being built just like an assault rifle. Of course, the 5.56 NATO rounds, you can go with the 60-round drum magazine if you want to, but I think that adds a little bit too much weight to the gun. And the Forge Tac CQB cone stock there, and that will make it to where that it aims pretty fast. It also has the sprint to fire speed and the actual hip fire spread of an SMG, so even up close with the 3-shot kill potential, again, it holds itself really well for close quarters combat. And as you can see, it's real tight, and that's with the second longest barrel in the game, so or for the actual gun, so it works out really well. And its 4-shot kill area is about the same as most 5.56 round or 5.56 guns, aside from the M13, which will take 5 shots to kill. This thing kills people very fast compared to others. So it absolutely works as a really underrated kind of gun. I'm not really sure why people don't use it more often, especially in Warzone. Like, this gun is absolutely great in Warzone. If you guys remember, like, back from when Warzone first was released, I think it was actually considered to be one of the best guns, which was the most oddest thing and very much a surprise to everybody. But that was only with the 60-round drum magazine for the 5.56, which you guys can absolutely use since it has that high of a multiplier, especially to the chest. So it does have a chest multiplier for real up close, and normally in multiplayer it wouldn't really make much of a difference. It'll still take you just as many shots to kill, but it does affect you a little bit in Warzone. And that made it to where that this gun had a very odd advantage over the others, and it is an absolute beast. So I'm not really sure why people are not using this thing as much as they should. It is an absolute monster, and it feels real good. Even if you wanted to, the multiplier also applies to the 9mm rounds. So the only difference between the 5.56 rounds and the 9mm is that the 5.56 rounds extend the 4-shot kill area, or 4-shot kill damage range. Technically, the first drop off the damage or effective damage ranges, and that will make it to where that's extended a little bit more than the 9mm ones. So running 9mm rounds, all that does is make it to where they have slightly less range for the 4-shot kill potential, or 4-shot kill range. The 3-shot kill is exactly the same exact range, and it also applies to every other longer barrel. It will be exactly the same as the 5.56 ones. So in a sense, if you really wanted to, you don't even need to run the 5.56 rounds on there. You just run like the 32 round 9mm. You'll have 2 extra rounds in the actual magazine itself as well, compared to the 5.56 30 round magazine. Have way less recoil and way more accuracy, and technically a slightly faster fire rate, which will make it to where it is a little bit faster at killing, which 9mm rounds will work a ton, but in Warzone you want as much bolt velocity as you can get, so that's why 5.56 is recommended for that. So I absolutely recommend that if you are going for Warzone. For multiplayer, 9mm rounds seems to work a little bit more. Of course, putting on the 32 round magazine will make it to where that it's a little bit more weighted. As you can see, it does add a little bit of weight, but it's still fairly fast. It's not really too bad at all. The default magazine size is 25, so it's very similar to the Striker 45, which is running the ACP rounds. Not having a whole assault rifle build on that, which I'll go over in a different video. But yeah, so the AUG falls in line with very much being a assault rifle SMG just by default, which is very, very rare to see. I think the only 2 guns that actually have this kind of firepower is the Striker 45 here, and the Uzi with the ammo conversion, or the 41 AE, or Action Express round conversion. So it is definitely in its own little lane, and it's a really, really underrated gun. I recommend you guys trying it out. Mix it up all the attachments if you want to. You don't need to do my build that I'm running right here, but go with whatever you feel like it's best to be using, and it absolutely slaps. It is an absolute monster. Aside from that, guys, that's all I really want to talk about. Is just a really underrated gun. I've been kind of doing a whole series on these kind of guns because I think they deserve a little bit more love than they have received. It's like the G36C, like LMG, technically an assault rifle build. Really underrated gun, extremely mobile, buffed so many dang times, yet no one ever uses it, despite it being really solid in time to kill. But yeah, it's going to be going along there. If I can find any more other gun builds like that, I'll go ahead and post them on here not long after this one. And yeah, so that's what a couple of the videos are going to be looking like in the future. And just stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if you like the AUG, or whatever your preferred class setup is, let me know. I'll be running with that most of the time because I am loving this gun right now. And yeah, I would love to see what you guys would say down in the comments. But aside from that, there's not really much more to this. I'll see you guys in the next one.